The Dashcam saga. The events surrounding the Blackweb Dashcam up until now. Good morning, YouTube. Here with you on a Thursday morning. This would be January the 31st, last day of January for 2019. What I'm doing is going to go through the events surrounding the Blackweb dash camera that I got and see if I can make something coherent out of a troubleshooting or logical way of thinking about what happened with this or what is happening with it. And so again, this is on the screen here, and you'll see is the videos that I uploaded to the camera on January the 11th of this month. And we're going to take a look at this one real quick and go to somewhere in the middle, I think.
And I gave my phone to Kylie, and I told her just to go ahead and get that while I went back and got the other thing I was looking for.
This is the box that I opened, and I went to Walmart and got the dash camera. So this is the first day that I had any experience with this dash camera. And if we watch a little further down,
phone, like I said, she just put it against the. You guys know how to set the box down here out of the way.
So there is the dash camera, before I even get it out of the box. So, like I said, this is the dash camera, and so I just wanted to show you that. And again, first day. This is the first video I tried to make with it, or did make with it, I should say. And we're going to open that with VLC because it works much better. And that's what it's doing. There's the light flashing. So this was at the
assuming
workshop.
The card, I don't see any card with it, so I'm assuming the card was already installed. And it does say something about here. It says includes 12-volt card charge.
Now I'm gonna say this. I must have uploaded this to the computer with the good cable. That's the only thing I can surmise, because the both of the files that I recorded on this first day were fine. There was no problems with them. I think, well, let's get out of this. Let's just see what's on the second one, just to see if there's any difference there. These were basically the first two files I recorded with this dash camera.
That's enough.
So yeah, it's the same thing. It's a short one though.
Sample. I think we'll press OK.
Alright, so that's that. Again, that was the first day that I did this, and we see now exactly both of the files that I recorded were fine, and so that's that. Go on to the next time. Alright, we're back again. This is the 12th, the next day after I got the camera. I tried playing around with the resolution this time, and what you're going to see is a test with the WVGA mode, and we'll see what that looks like, or sound what it like.
Recording, yes it is, and it is on WVGA. I see that. I'll leave this one run too. So I'm just going to go ahead and sweep over the place like I did last time, and turn this back on.
Okay, now at this time you can see there's no problems that have been detected. In other words, we have not been out in the car yet. All the tests that I run in the house, and I believe this is running off of the adapter, not the adapter that came with the camera, because there's no AC adapter with it, but this was just one of the adapters on my bench. I think it's that one that you use to power the lights up above, the little mood lights and stuff like that. I think that's what this was. Not really sure, but you can hear it is dead quiet. You hear that? Let me play a little more.
Off, because I thought maybe that was causing interference on that radio, but it wasn't.
There's no buzz, there's no beeps, no nothing.
Oops, sorry. So now we can just sort of sweep around here on the bench.
Yeah, see, you can see it's plugged in over there.
What we're looking at.
So at this point, I'm going to say that you know, there's no problems at all detected with anything.
So, like I said, I can't wait to get out in the car and give it a try. Now it snowed last night. Anybody that doesn't know that, I'm
yeah. So anyway, that's where we're at on the second day that we played around with this, and so far no problems. So let me get out of this, and let's go on to the next day that we. You can see there's two files there. This one's really short. That's why I didn't even bother with it. But it's just it was just, you know how when you first plug the camera in, it starts recording. Well, that's what that was, and I didn't have it set up. I went in and set it up for WVGA, and then came back with this. So, anywho, that's the second day. Let's go to the next day. All right, what we're looking at now is the 23rd of the January. This is the next day that I messed with this camera. After I looked in my videos that I had recorded, and I discovered that I played around with that pinhole camera in between here, and so you know that's what was taking up my time, and I didn't get back until I got my new car, and this was the day that I got that. Now this video that I'm going to open up here is the first actual test in the car. And you may recall I used part of that on my video. But this was at the school. I'm sitting here waiting for Kylie to come out. I had set the camera up and got it all adjusted like I wanted it, and was just doing a test of it. So that's that, and we're going to go out of that. And that seemed to be fine, no problem. And there's another video here. Now I don't know if you've seen that, but that's number 2. And the reason it's number 2 because it's number 1. So that's just the way it came out. So there's see, what I did with this. This is the AVI, and this was the one I converted to MP4. There's no real difference in them. I can play this the same. So there you go. It's the same file. It's just I used any video converter to convert it over. I thought maybe it would work with. I think I was having a problem with the video editor, VideoPad, and I decided to use the converted ones. And so anyway, that was that. All right, here's the second one. Let me open it up real quick and see what it looks like. Now, right away, we're starting to see a problem. Now, it says build index, then play, or play as is, or do not play. Now, this is when I discovered, well, I didn't discover it, but I realized that I was using the wrong cable to import the videos from the camera. And I had subsequently decided that was the cable, the small little cheap cable that came with the eyeglasses camera. So, and I was having problems with it the same way. So, but I'm gonna go ahead and build the index and do that, and we'll see what it looks like.
Bluetooth switch pairing success.
So this is still at the school. I'm still playing around with it and trying to get things done. So that was my first indication that there is a problem. So I'm going to go out of that. And I had even more of a realization that there was a problem when I played the third one. Let's show that. This is out on the road after we left the school. Again, we have the build index then play, and we'll do that.
These are my parents. Oh my, they're both so busted up.
So as you can see, this is we left the school, and this is not the road from the school. This is out on the highway, and it's missing a lot of the footage. Again, I'm blaming that on the cable because I have not had that problem since I started using the good cable. So forget what this one was. We'll play a little bit of this and see, but same thing. Just further on down the road. So like I said, that was the first day I had indication on this that there was a problem. So, okay, I, you know, that was that day. So we'll go to the next day. All right, now this is the next day, which is the 24th of January. And again, this is before I actually realized, it was actually between the time I recorded this and the time I imported these files that I realized I had the wrong cable. I had the old crappy cable that came with the eyeglasses. And so I ran this test using my little power bank battery. And let's play a little bit of this last one. And you can see all of these work fine. And the garage, $220. So that was Bill, old 64 goat, but he's playing in the background. This is a 3-minute and 30-second file, and everything was fine with this. There was no problems at all. So, and then like I say, I imported it with the good cable, and I imported just fine. There was no problems. So I figured that problem was the cable, and there was no more problems with it. And I thought, well, that's all I have to worry about. So at that time, I'm like I say, I'm figuring it's all the cable, and no other problems should be around. So the next time I have a problem, and we'll go to that next. All right, back once more. This is the 27th of January. This would have been Sunday, the day I went to Home Depot to pick up my stuff I had ordered. And what I had realized was when I did that test with the looking out the window there with the camera, with the dash cam, I figured I had set the looping off, and as you saw, there was five files there, and I found out that it looped regardless of what you did. It just, you know, looped on its own or whatever. But so anyway, I thought, well, I'm going to try just turn the looping on and see if that gives me, you know, some more consistent files. And I did that before I made this trip. And as you can see, there's only one file there. Now I had 3 actual files on there. I had a file that I had recorded out in the car just setting the camera up, and then the trip down to Home Depot, and then the trip back from Home Depot. Well, the only one I had when I got back was this one, and this is obviously the trip back.
All right, well, I have my boxes.
So there you go. That's the trip back. I posted that. That was coming back from Home Depot, and that worked fine. That was using the plug-in adapter for the cigarette lighter. There's no problem there. And so at this point, I'm saying the only thing I've got messed up is the looping. I turned the looping back on, and apparently the looping, every time you turn the car off, it starts a new file, and it just records over the top of the last looped file. So now if I'm understanding this right, looping will make a new file appear over here if you just let it run. In other words, if I ran this for whatever time, you know, and left looping on, it would have made a file here, and then after 15 minutes would another file, and so on and so forth. That's the way it's supposed to work. Now I don't know that it even works that way, but that's what my understanding is. Anyway, so I figured the looping is what caused the problem this time, so I turned the looping back off, and the next day we're going to take a look at next. Okay, now this is on a Tuesday, Tuesday the 29th of January. This is the trip I take to go get Kylie from school, and this is the night, or the day of her play. So this would have been 2 days ago. So we can see our first file here is the one that we go get her, and I'll open it up. Like I said, there it is. We know this file worked fine.
Go get Kylie. Let's go get her and see what she's up to.
Oh, shut up, you old goat.
Pumped up the tire, so should be good there.
Kylie calls me an old coot. Maybe that's what I should have said. Anyway, this is the same one. Now, this video here is the one I played on the video that I made but I sped it up, and I really sped it up. I think it was 6 times. And I did that for a reason, because I wanted to show you that it worked fine. And let's go back out of here and see what happened. Now this is the next indication there is a problem, another problem. Okay, we keep finding different problems, but we're going to see what this one looks like, and I think you guys probably remember.
Yep.
Oh,
This is where we left the school, and we go down the road, and the video stops with the error message.
We going to play tonight?
Says card full. So
take
that's what this is. Okay, that's our next indication that there is a problem with this dash cam. So, you know, all the things you think of, or I do anyway, that could be wrong. And I first suspected that maybe the card was the problem. So what I did was to take and bring the card or the camera into the house, hook it up to the cable, which let me access the card with the computer, and I did a full deep format of the card. And I think I explained that the other day. That's not the if you check quick format, that just basically erases the index files on the format, and you just don't have the same. Now when you do the full format, it completely erases the disk and does the format as it should be. So that's what I chose and did that, and I thought, well, maybe that will fix it. Now let's go to the next day. All right, now here we're back with the next day, the 30th. This was yesterday, and I decided to try some experiments with the thinking maybe the power adapter that plugs into the cigarette lighter was the problem. So, you know, I forgot all about, I didn't forget about it, but I didn't even think to try it with the original adapter and the newly formatted card. I'm thinking, you know, this maybe the adapter. I really had it in my mind the adapter's a problem. So, you know how it is when you kind of make up your mind and it's not right. So anyway, this was the results of using the Monster, if you guys recall that, for the power on this. You can hear the noise. So I'm not going to make suffer too much of that. We already did the comparison.
Alright, I think I got it going now. I think it's...
And we saw the difference there. So here's my thought now. Let me close this off. I think maybe we should try one more test with this card, and I think I'm going to go ahead and reformat the card again in here using Windows and the full format. I want to give it a totally good chance and see if there's any problems, But anyway, I think what I want to do is put it out in the car, use the original plug into the cigarette lighter adapter that came with the camera, and try to use the dash cam again, and basically repeat the same type of thing I did with Kylie that day, where I went and picked her up, and then we left, and of course it was a different file because I turned the car off and then went down the road. And I'm going to do exactly the same test. So I think that would be a good deal to do, and so that's what I'm going to do. I don't know if I'll do it today. It's still rather cold out there. It's let me see what it is. I like to check and see because I like to be accurate. According to WeatherBug, it is now 6 degrees out, so it is coming up. So, gonna say that's a good thing. I may wait till tomorrow. I don't know. It just depends. But I'm gonna wait until the weather's more cooperative. I mean, I went out yesterday. It didn't kill me, obviously, but I don't figure there's any need to subject the car to that if I don't have to. So, and I do plan to go to Walmart in the morning and get new tires. So that's the plan anyway. I can't remember what this second one was, or even if or what it was. So let's just open that and see. Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. Yeah, we got tire shops. We got a Goodyear. We got a Big O. Okay, yeah, this was coming back.
Independent place. George's Tire.
This is when the file split. Now again, like I said, that whether it's loopings on or not, the file still splits. I think there were between 13 and 16 minutes is where they split if you don't have the looping off. So it's not a big deal. I mean, you know, I can put up with that. That's not a deal breaker, I guess. But like I said, that part worked pretty good. But again, that was all one continuous thing. I didn't turn the car off in between. So I think that has a lot to do with it too. So anywho, that's what I'm going to do next is test the original adapter with the newly formatted card. And I think that's a good test. If it works, I'll be happy, because we all know that the original power adapter is quiet. There's no noise coming through that. So I think that's, you know, is a good deal, right? So, all right, I think I'm going to end this video here. You guys have a pleasant day. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see ya.